Danny, thank you so much for joining me on such short notice.
Yeah, no problem, man. It seemed pretty urgent. Are you okay?
Yeah, there's just like a guy that I need to talk to you about. It's very serious stuff.
Okay, yeah, because last time you said that, it was like just a shirtless guy with a duck.
No, yeah, that's pretty much it.
So it wasn't urgent at all, basically, is what you're saying.
It really just depends on how you define urgent. Like, to me, what Two Turnt Tony, the duck influencer, has been up to over the past 2 years is pretty important stuff.
Yeah, now that you say that, it is pretty important. I'll stick around. 1 second. Yeah, okay, he's in critical condition still. Okay, I'll be there in, what do you think, Jarvis, like an hour or two?
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Okay. Okay, all right. Sorry, he was just screaming in pain. That was my dog.
Well, no further questions on that because we got important stuff to get into. So we were just looking at this old video that we did talking about Two Turnt Tony, the duck influencer, the shirtless man who posts thirst traps with animals. We talked about him 2 years ago.
And I assume that since then he's kind of reformed, gotten a little bit less crazy, a little bit less turnt, if you will.
He put on a shirt.
Yeah, he's probably put on a shirt by now. He's probably just Tony by now.
No. I've been getting DMs constantly telling me to check back in with Tony because he's up to no good. Apparently what he's up to is even worse.
He's gone from Two Turnt Tony to no good Tony.
Too terrible Tony. No, something like that. I haven't watched these TikToks because I wanted to save them for us. But
thank you.
What I have heard is that he has very extensive lore now. I heard that he's adopted a boy or kidnapped a boy, question mark.
Two insanely different things.
Yeah, the polar opposite.
Kidnapped / adopted a child.
Also, I don't know what he sounded like before, but I've heard that he's donned a Southern accent.
In my head, he had like a New Jersey accent.
Yeah, because I think he was from New Jersey, so we'll have to keep a lookout on that. But to catch us up, I figure we could watch this YouTube short because I just happened to search our video and the story of Two Turnt Tony came up with 6 million views 2 months ago.
Yeah, this might be all we need. We could just watch this 15-second long TikTok and then the video's over.
It sounds like you're trying to rush out of here so that you can get to the emergency room.
Hell no, dude. You think I want to be over there? Sounds boring.
Before we get into that, let's hear from today's sponsor, Aura. I don't know if you know this, but there's a lot of information that can be found out about you on the internet. Everything from your full name, email address, past addresses, relatives, honestly, anything. The reason this information is accessible is because there are these entities called data brokers that sell your information to whatever party wants to buy it. They sell them to scammers, telemarketers, robocallers, everybody. Aura will identify these data brokers that are exposing your information and then send them opt-out requests to their service on your behalf. So they're no longer allowed to hold on to your information anymore. I have really enjoyed using their service. They are the first to notify me about changes to my financial accounts. Aura also monitors your emails and passwords and can tell you if any of your information was included in a data breach so that you can take the appropriate measures. They in fact give you recommendations on what to do if your information has been exposed on the dark web, for example. Aura's app also features a VPN, a password manager, real-time credit and identity theft monitoring, internet parental controls, and it protects your devices from malware. That's a lot in one app. Let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online. Click the link in my description to try Aura for a 2-week free trial and see who's sharing your information right now. Thanks to Aura for sponsoring this video. Now back to Tony.
You can't live here forever! Get a job! This is pathetic! You're a loser!
Catch.
Ouch! Head!
I don't know if I'd call that a story. Stories usually have a beginning, middle, and end, and this one just had a beginning and an end. I have no clue.
We don't really know how he got to the point of throwing money at his mom. And in a way, he really did start and end at the same place with his mother being upset with him.
But now she's just upset because he's too fucking rich, and he's too turned.
Was he at a festival? Was he performing? You know, like, was he at Coachella doing like a watch me shotgun a beer real quick?
This is who they replaced Frank Ocean with.
Frank Ocean drops out of the second weekend of Coachella, and they're like, you have to see this dude, Tony. He's very rich, and he can drink beer very quickly. His mom hates it. He immediately went from being rich with his mom and having a duck in his hand.
Step one to get yourself out of a bad situation, get your money up, get a duck, make peace with your mother, That's all step one.
Making peace does involve just buying her off.
Be jacked.
Be jacked and get a tattoo that says "livin' for a livin'" on your thigh.
Is it just me, or is his posture looks like he's dead? It looks like he's sitting in the car like this.
Yeah, it does look like he's a little limp.
His mom was having an intervention for him, then he got on the right track, and then he got in this horrible car accident where his hat ended up on his windshield somehow. That's why you always put your hat in a seatbelt.
I have to assume that's alcoholic, but it does look like a juice box. Okay, so I think that's enough of the story of Two-Tone Tony. I think we can now jump into the moment that he meets a young boy.
Oh, so do we actually get to see the moment he meets him?
I guess so. Maybe he's always one of those people who's always recording content. So anything that happens to him in his life, he's able to capture it on the screen.
Quite literally, he captured this kid.
TikTok. How are we going to delete a video of us reuniting a little kid with his family, WTF?
Oh, so this might not be the first time he posted this?
Right, like TikTok said that it was against their community guidelines to reunite a child with his family.
Have you seen videos of people like pulling dogs out of like barbed wire fences and stuff, like saving deer and stuff? And then I've seen comments being like, these are all fake, and the people who make these videos put the animals in that position. Okay, so I'm wondering if maybe TikTok removed the video because it turns out that Two-Tone Tony actually got this kid lost in the first place so that he could reunite him with his family.
Right, he separated him from his family so that he could reunite him with his family. I think that's a pretty dark way to think about things, Danny.
Hey, my dog's in the hospital, man. I'm in a dark place.
Based on what you've told me, you might have done that to him yourself.
Oh, shit.
Danny's dog is fine, everybody. Relax.
Got our beer bong. But this nice little boy let us use his toy.
Put it on his head.
Yeah. Fist me. Fist you? Dude.
Maybe they removed the video because that guy told the kid to fist him.
I thought they might have removed the video because they stole the child's toy and started using it as a beer bong.
Well, let's keep a tab going of all the reasons
that TikTok may have removed this video.
They start punching the kid. They're like, TikTok, how are you going to remove this video? We reunite him with his family at the end.
He even poured me a bush latte. And then we took him to see where the crawdads sing. Turns out his parents have been looking for him for over 2 weeks.
What the fuck?
That really just went to 11 so immediately.
Yeah, I noticed the music stopped playing too. Once they got to the movie theater, that happy music stopped, and I was expecting like an eerie drone to start.
And then we took him to see where the crawdads sing.
The cut between we took this child to see a movie and it turns out his parents were looking for him as the SWAT team walks in on them.
Again, there is a middle of this story we're not getting. Tony is notoriously bad at telling stories, I have to say.
I guess they don't call him telling story Tony.
That would be stupid.
That would be a bad name because he doesn't do that.
I want to go. I want to go.
Yeah, we just gotta make sure you don't know murders.
They have to make sure no one murders him?
Yeah, I think that would be a good thing to do for a child. Now, I'm on Two-Tone Tony's side. Obviously, he reunited this child with his family. He showed him a good time. He partied with him, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with... Oh, sorry, Danny, do you have a question?
I don't know if I would frame this as him reuniting the kid with his family. It seems like the police had to bust down his door to retrieve the kid and forcibly take him.
Almost as if he was hiding the kid and he was trying to keep the kid for his own selfish ventures, like using his toys as beer bongs.
I think the police reunited the little kid with his family.
If you see a child that is not accompanied by an adult, I do feel like one of the first questions you should ask that child is, where are your parents?
Well, do you want to fist me?
What?
The first thing you should ask him is, do you want to fist me?
No, that's the first thing they did ask him, not the first thing they should have asked him.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job.
Apparently the kid's name is Timmy, which feels a little on the nose, like Two-Tone Timmy.
Oh, so are you implying that this all seems kind of staged?
I'm just saying maybe Tony's trying to mold him into his own image.
So maybe the kid's name isn't even Timmy, and Tony is just insisting that his name is Timmy, because he's like, you gotta have a T name, like Big Tony.
Alright, so most of y'all remember that dope little lost kid we met on the beach?
It does sound like he has a southern accent out of nowhere.
Yeah, I noticed that immediately.
Yeah, immediately he's doing a voice.
He's put himself in the witness protection program.
I'm still posting on Two-Tone Tony's account, but I'm a totally different man.
I'm Southern Sam.
I'm Super Southern Sam. 5 mil likes and I'll adopt him. I don't know if that's exactly how the adoption system works, but once again, I'm willing to hear Tony out. He also did not get 5 million likes.
But eventually the cops came and informed us that he'd been missing for over 2 weeks.
I want to go.
And they returned him to his family.
Okay, so he admits it in this TikTok. The cops returned him to his family.
He does admit that he was sort of keeping the kid selfishly for himself.
Makes me wonder where that duck came from, dude.
There's a SWAT team somewhere who's searching for that duck.
How long have this poor duck's family been looking for him?
At least 2 years, because that's how long it's been since he's been posting with them.
Today, I was invited to visit. Hey! I introduced him to Baby Girl. They hated each other. I gave him some two-turn merch. And, of course, matching posters for our favorite movie. Then we just had a good time and beer bonged some Capri Suns.
Okay, well, I mean, this all seems pretty wholesome. The only thing not wholesome about this, I would say, is the caption.
He does seem to already have a home and a family.
Yeah.
You can't just show up to someone's door and show them how many likes your TikTok got and say, all right, hand him over.
I'm the dad now. I'm gonna start doing TikToks where I go and like interact with people in public and just make the caption that every single time. Guys, 5 million likes and I'll adopt Jarvis.
There's a comment on this TikTok. Did you take that little kid you found to the fan's wedding? That he then replied to in a TikTok. And these TikToks are all doing extremely well. They're getting millions and millions of views and likes, which is alarming to say the least.
You start doing a Southern accent, man, it does wonders.
You kidnap a kid, instant clout hack.
You know how I usually have like a Christmas nutcracker decoration in the background of my videos?
Right.
That's gonna be a tied up child in the next video.
Right, he's just gotta, it's like the Buckingham Palace guards where he just has to like stay perfectly stoic and still. And just think of the TikTok you can make when the cops barge through your door. Perfect story, perfect arc, no notes.
Take that little kid you found to the fan's wedding. I did.
So most of y'all remember that cool little lost kid we found on the beach?
Sorry. the same recap on every one of these is so funny to me.
I like that it's like half of the video.
Yeah, normally a recap is for a show that is 30 minutes long. And this is a 54-second TikTok where he has to spend half of it explaining another 50-second TikTok.
Yeah, he's gonna spend 50 seconds explaining the backstory and then the last 4 being like, anyway, yeah, I took him to the wedding.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen.
Well, I called his parents, and with a little persuading, they let me take him to the fan's wedding.
A little persuading.
He slapped him in the face with $1,000.
Maybe I'll let my Benjamins talk for me. Oh, you're gonna pay us? No, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you with this money.
And let me take him to the wedding, which is such a random, like, why is that an event that you want to take the kid to?
Yeah, why does he need to put energy into persuading his parents? Like, please let me take your kid to a wedding?
I would be concerned that this adult man keeps wanting to take my kid around for content.
But then again, you know, if I was his parent, I'd be like, hey, I lose the kid every day, you know?
And I really don't check until the 2-week mark, and then I do call the SWAT team.
Hop in, baby.
To get candy.
Brought you some merch. And after a 4-hour drive,
Is the wedding in Chicago?
we made it. And we had a good-ass time.
He does give him merch every single time, so that's a good plug. That's kind of smart. Didn't Jake Paul used to do stuff like this?
Kidnap little kids, I can't remember if that was one of the things.
Do you remember mini Jake Paul?
He wants a tattoo. It's probably not the best thing to do, but if you say so, let's get him a tattoo.
Forgot that's how Jake Paul's vlogs used to start with gunshot sound effects and huh?
I'm seeing similarities.
Jake Paul walked so that two-turn Tony could walk slower.
Watch it, you little fucker.
Do you think somebody actually said that?
Oh my god.
It feels a little extreme.
Are there any comments about that?
What happened with that little kid you found?
You mean the one the video's about?
Yeah.
Okay, cool video, but do you remember that little kid?
There's not enough recap of how we know this child. So anyway, someone called him a little fucker, which I think he's a child. But I also don't think that was real. And if that was real, no, there's just no way.
Do you think that was like edited onto the video?
Or they just told her to say it, you know? I think that with little kids for TikTok, putting little kids in situations that are like, oh, they shouldn't be there, like with the beer bong or like saying curse words or like going out partying. Like if he ever goes out clubbing with this kid, I kind of feel like we're going in that direction.
Yeah.
He was spitting mad game with these twins all night. Even made a sandcastle with the bride herself. It was a magical night until the cops showed up. Apparently there was a little miscommunication between me and his parentals, so we had to get the fuck out of there.
Okay, so this is reading like a police car happened to be passing by, and then they were like, "Oh, we can make a funny little ending to the."
Yeah, my thought was that he calls the fake police in every city that he's in, like the Hollywood police, to continue this police chase.
That's a very LA thing of you to assume, Jarvis, like that there's just
Chicago
fake police everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. I know they have them in LA, but do they have fake police in Chicago?
I would argue that the real police here are fake police.
Spent the rest of the night hiding out and making sandcastles on the beach. He's not human!
They are in the same place.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, there's the wedding venue right behind them.
They ran 5 feet away.
Wait, so can you show whatever like messages he got? In the video it flashed to like a text messages he got. Did you take
Timmy
leap to Chicago?
We are calling the police. That is way too far for him. How did they figure out so late it was Chicago?
So I'm curious, where does Two-Turn Tony live?
Oh, well, I guess we could find out from...
The map made it look like he lived in Michigan?
Yeah, so it still doesn't explain the southern accent.
He's a good old Michigan boy.
No way the parents are getting mad at someone for taking care of their lost kid.
Well, he's not lost anymore.
Yeah, he's pretty found. If anything, they took him away from his home. And this person says, I mean, they lost him for 2 weeks. It's finders keepers at this point, which I don't think is how it works.
Yeah, I would have to review the legal literature on that. You should adopt him. He's so cute and fits you just right. Energy and everything.
Huh. I wouldn't trust anybody named Mr. Huggins.
You mean Mr. Huggins smooch... Point.
Oh yeah, is anyone going to talk about what that lady said?
What'd she say? The truth? Gas. Whoa.
Really put that kid in his place.
People are saying that that's his mom. Two-Turn Tony's mom said that.
Oh, that makes sense then, because she regularly says stuff like that.
The little kid's an extension of him, and so the mom sees him as a nuisance as well.
Right, kind of like a mini Jake Paul of sorts.
Tony, take that little kid you found to the biggest Christmas store in the world. Okay.
So I stole little Timmy from his parents again, and away we went to the biggest Christmas store in the world. And it was a good month on OnlyFans, so I gave him 60 seconds to buy whatever he wanted. Yo! Only snag is you can't let the gingerbread daddy catch you.
I'm coming to get you, Timmy.
Okay, that was a lot of info real quick. Two-Turn Tony has an OnlyFans?
Yeah, so I do believe this has been one of the developments after in the past 2 years, is that, I don't know if you remember how sensual his TikToks used to be, but people were saying, hey, Tony, you've got to start an OnlyFans. And then he was like, it's coming. And then he did start the OnlyFans. And I think it's very successful.
And then he was saying, I'm coming.
Right, you got it. You're a subscriber.
Oh yeah, he just posts videos where he says, I'm coming.
So Tony does OnlyFans now. And look, hold on.
You click the link and you're subscribed to it.
Shaft shot.
Getting hard as just to show you how big I am. Threw in one pic. That's full body with my face to prove that the big is mine. He does sound kind of insecure in the...
Yeah, just like, the huge on screen belongs to the one and only Two-Turn Tony.
This is a picture of me next to a notary who is witnessing how big my is.
Okay, so yeah, he kidnapped the kid again to take him to the biggest Christmas store because someone in his TikTok comments said to. People in his TikTok comments have a lot of power.
Yeah, should we comment something for the child's safety? Like, return the child to his parents?
Challenge. Yeah. Leave the kid alone challenge. There's 2 more details. Second to last was that he can buy anything he wants from the Christmas store in 60 seconds. And his dad is in a costume and chasing him around.
The gingerbread daddy catch you.
I'm coming to get you.
This is upsetting to me.
Like, why wasn't he already wearing the costume? Why did he have to strip naked in front of the kid and put the costume on?
While having gingerbread daddy written on it, because that's not... We would get it if his dad wasn't stripped naked.
Right, yeah, and you can't even see that when the costume's on.
Maybe it's a tattoo that he's just got on his chest at all times.
Yeah, that's actually a birthmark.
Come here, baby.
What the fuck?
It's just pretty unsettling.
Enough goofing around. Get the kid away from this guy.
We need to get gingerbread daddy away from Timmy.
Okay, assuming this is all staged, still, who are the kid's parents that are, watching these TikToks and being like, oh, this is so fun?
Even if he's in the family already, this is fucked up. And this shot is so insane, knowing they had to light the inside of this, this costume.
Come
Come here, you little shit.
There's a fully grown man in a gingerbread outfit harassing kids. I just want you to know.
I didn't do anything. Tony, tell him we're doing a video.
We ended up spending almost $2,000.
What if they started this video and they were like, all right, you've got 60 seconds and you can't get caught by the gingerbread daddy, and the little kid's like, okay, and he runs to like grab his very first thing and the gingerbread daddy just tackles him and they're like, oops, sorry, you had to be a little faster.
And then all we see is the face cam of the dad going,
I'm gonna get you, you little shit.
I want to point out that it was day when this started, and now it's been 60 seconds and it's nighttime.
Yeah, Michigan is notorious for having the fastest sunsets.
The days are 60 seconds long in Michigan. It also, this hop looks like Tony's about to take off into the sky.
They get a text, you took my kid to the sky?
Oh no, he's
That's
in
too
space.
Time to go. Come on, man. You know you're in there.
Even though it's staged, it's still pretty upsetting. But this is the most recent Timmy update.
Okay.
This is 1 day ago.
Can we get an update on little Timmy? So it has been a while, and it's been tough with the distance. So I want to show you guys some of the videos his mom has sent me. They're wholesome. Get your head out of the fucking gutter.
Did you even... My brain was so not in the gutter that when he winked, I had no idea what he was talking about.
Yeah, I thought he winked on accident. I thought that was like an eye twitch. And then he said, get your head out of the gutter. And I was like, my head was nowhere near the gutter.
He cannot seem to avoid making references to lewd content and then showing this video of a child.
Saw Tony.
Where?
Right there.
You think that's Tony?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah.
What are you watching?
Tony.
Also, we are still deciding on a trip to take together, so let me know where y'all think we should go.
So this is definitely staged, but even in the world where there's no universe where that kid is actually watching Two-Turn Tony's TikToks.
Right, they're obscene.
Adults shouldn't be allowed to watch them.
I also was weirded out by the fact that Tony wouldn't look the camera in the eyes during that TikTok. He was like holding the camera down here and just looking up like like he wouldn't acknowledge us. It was kind of freaking me out.
Maybe he only looks into the eyes if you subscribe to the OnlyFans. Maybe that's like a new thing that's become members only content.
Eye contact is members only.
Okay, Danny, thank you for joining me on this very urgent matter that I brought to your attention, which started out as a bit and became a lot more urgent as time went on.
Yeah, it actually is kind of a pressing issue now.
I'm working under the assumption that everything is staged and I still have concerns, you know?
But at least we could get on here and help the situation.
Right, raising awareness, because that's what this channel is all about.
It's about raising awareness for children being kidnapped by Two-Turn Tony.
Specifically and only Two-Turn Tony's victims.
Hey, those are the only videos I've ever been a part of. As far as I know, Two-Turn Tony's all this channel's about.
In the Jarvis Johnson universe, Danny is only the Two-Turn Tony correspondent.
Yeah, let me know if you ever need help on Two-Turn Tony again, dude. It's a cool idea for a channel you've got.
I'll call you back in 2 years when he's like making videos from jail.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.